Here I am again. It's Tuesday and I'm working from my script this time. I've got some notes and I want to share with you from my heart. This is my week 12 of my 52-week YouTube challenge to myself, and I am building a community for Black women over 50. Okay, so this video is talking about partnerships. So back when I was working every day, I was in the school and I had built-in friends, even when or colleagues, I should say. When I left the school that I worked at for 16 years, when I started at my new school, immediately I had team members, whether I was on the senior admin team, that wanted to make sure that I felt comfortable and didn't feel by myself. I never had to be that person sitting in the break room, sitting alone, because someone would always come up and start a conversation, try to make me feel welcome. When I stopped working, however, and in addition to not working and going into a school every day, I also moved to a new community. So I live in a whole different state that I've never lived in. I've never lived in Virginia before. And I've been trying to change the ways and discover the ways that I am going to actually build partnerships with folks. And I want to be in community with like-minded people, thus this BWO50 community that I'm building. And my Chronicles of a Freshman Senior that I do on TikTok when I'm just talking off the top of my head about something that came to my mind that day. I consider myself to be a freshman senior because I'm 63 and I've never been a senior citizen before, in addition to not working and such. So, I talked about building the partnership. How do we build partnerships that will go the distance? So I'm going to give you 5 steps that I have come up with that I think should work for us. Okay, so as I said, worked 25 years working in independent schools. I worked in boarding schools, day schools, and I had my people. And then I started this new journey because my job is not my life. I even when I was working, even when I was raising my kids, being a mom is not my whole life. I am a mother of 2 children. I'm now a grandmother, but that's not my whole life. My whole life encompasses that, as well as the things that I'm interested in doing. And so the first step I want to give you when you're trying to build new partnerships is to, I encourage you to do a friendship audit. What? Look around at your friends and see who, so do a quiet inventory. Who shows up for you outside of your job, now that you're not working, or even if you are working, who shows up for you? Because again, this is about Black women over 50. There are lonely people. You could have a husband, you could have a significant other, partner that you are married to or live with, and still feel very isolated. So ask yourself that question. Who shows up? Okay. Who knows your heart? Okay. So we're going to honor those folks first. Those people that we already have in our circle, who show up, who check on you, want to make sure that you're doing okay. Keep them kind of at the top of your list. Okay. I was in church a couple weeks ago, and the pastor said that your top 5 people in your circle, the average of those people are who you are. So do that audit. Okay. Step number 2. Know what you bring to the table and say it out loud. Okay. It's a step because most Black women over 50 skip this entirely. Okay, we have a habit of underselling ourselves the moment we step away from that job title or whatever. Even as a parent, when you're not a parent, I've heard women say when the kids are grown, they don't feel like they have a sense of identity on their own. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You were someone as an individual before you had those kids. Okay. So, in my decades of experience and what you're bringing to the table include experience, emotional intelligence, your professional network, okay, your ability to navigate impossible situations. You're a good problem solver. Your wisdom about people and systems and life, right? You can read a room, you can read a person. You ever walked into a space and people are kikiing and laughing and everything, and you're like, I'm not feeling this. That intuition is what we're gonna tap into because it's real and it's honest. It's valuable. It's so needed, right? So write down those things that you bring to the table. Don't be shy. Don't be modest. Do you ever just have all the audacity? I had a group of friends. We used to call it something. We would say we were going to walk in the room like some of the people that we know who are not even nowhere near as qualified, but walk in with all of the, standing up straight, talking loud, and saying nothing, right? You have something to say, sis, and I'm encouraging you to think highly of yourself, right? And we're building partnership. So you want to be in partnership with someone who is clear about who she is and what she's bringing to the table. And you want to be clear about what you're bringing to the table. Okay? So I'm going to have a question for you. If you could not mention your job title or your employer, how would you describe the value you bring to any partnership? Okay? Number 3, seek partners who are in motion, not just in memory. Come on now. One of the biggest mistakes we do is building new partnerships by looking backwards instead of looking forward. Okay? Not every old friend is a growth partner. Ain't that the truth? Not every familiar face is moving in the direction that you're going. And that's okay. But you have to be honest about it. For both friendship and business, because if you're building a business like I'm doing, or you're building new friendships like I'm doing, you want to seek women who are curious, women who are building something, women who are willing to be beginners, who travel or want to travel, who read. Yeah, I know your girl reads, and think and ask questions. You want them to be thinkers. You want them to be curious, asking questions, and who are not afraid to try something new at this big stage. Because now's the time. Tomorrow's not promised, but all of those days that we have behind us, those are good. That's why I call myself a freshman senior. I'm a freshman at this joint, but my senior years that I've been on this earth deserve respect as well. So you're brand new in this season and you're running towards something, not just death. Okay. We need partners who are running too, not companions who are waiting out the clock. And I think about that statement and I think about Stephen Hawking. I don't follow his science. I hear he was brilliant, etc. But I always just saw his body in a wheelchair. There's a gentleman that I've seen before who was born with no arms and no legs. And he out here on the national stage doing his thing. What you waiting for, sis? Come on now. This is what we doing. So you can love someone dearly and still recognize that she's not your growth partner. Both things can be true at the same time. Here's a question for you. Are the people closest to you right now pulling you forward or keeping you comfortable exactly where you are? Question number 4. Be intentional. Challenge number 4. Be intentional. Partnerships do not happen by accident. So, like I said, when we were working, it just happened, right? So now you have to create conditions for connection on purpose. That requires a shift in how you think about your time and your yes. Don't say yes to everybody. We do not have unlimited time. We don't. Nobody does. But at this age, we don't have unlimited time, so stop wasting it. Okay? Join a community like the one I'm building, BW050, where women are aligned with your values and your season. Say yes to a travel experience, even if you don't know anyone who's going. The number of times that I have done that, starting with 13 years ago when I was on Living Social. I wanted to go to Africa. I wanted to go to the continent. And so I just signed up, paid my money for this package deal. I didn't know anybody on this trip. And I went all the way over to the continent. I went to South Africa. We did the garden route. I've done that several times. I went to Ghana that way. I went again on another trip to South Africa. I find friends online, like-minded people that are going where I want to be, right? 99% of the time, it does not include children. I don't travel. My idea of I'm a freshman. I'm trying to learn something. If there are kids on the trip, my nephew just said to me the other day. He said, "You are such an empath," because he said, "How you doing?" I said, "The sun is shining and the weather is warm. I'm fantastic." He said, "That's you are a true empath." Okay, that's right. And if I have children, because I will never keep my mouth shut if I see a child being abused. That's not quite true. It hurts my heart to see a child abused. And I changed that I would never not say anything, because there are so many extenuating circumstances. I was in the park here in my new town, and there was a Black woman, young woman, who works at my gym, who slapped her child in the face. Hurt my soul, because my mother always taught us, I would never hit you in your face. And I never had the opportunity. I didn't take the opportunity at that time to interject, because again, I'm new to this community. I don't know this woman like that. I didn't know what was going on, but it hurt me to my heart. So I don't want to travel with kids. Not if I'm trying to be the freshman. I'm trying to be the little kid that's being led around and being taught things. So I don't want to travel with kids. Show up to a virtual sister circle, even when you're tired, because they energize you. They really do. I'm telling you, I am in so many. And when I get on there, even if I've been on there like this, and by the end, somebody will say something that revs me up. Reach out to a woman whose content moved you and tell her that it moved you. Because we're just human beings. I'm out here recording my video on YouTube. I'm just a human being. You want to speak to me, whatever. Attend an event. I went down to North Carolina. I said I live in Virginia. I went down to North Carolina to an event, saw it on some event page or something. Could have been Facebook. I don't know. Take a class. Send a message, right? Intentional women attract intentional partners. A passive approach to friendship and partnership after 50 is how Black women end up isolated. Facts. Not because no one wants you, but because no one knows that you are available or that you're interested. I got one of them faces when I'm out in public, you don't know what I'm thinking. Because 99% of the time I'm thinking about something else. I'm doing this, but I'm thinking about that. Be intentional about your interaction. Make yourself available on purpose out loud. Here's a thought. What is one intentional step that you could take this week to put yourself in proximity with the kind of women that you want to partner with? Intentional. Step number 5, set the terms. Good partnerships need honest conversations early. Whether it's a friendship or business partnership, you have earned the right to be clear about what you need and what you will not accept. This is not a season for vague arrangements. Nobody got time for that. And since we're building something new, build what you want to build your way. It's your world. It's your life. Do it your way. It's not a season for unspoken expectations, not the season for giving everything and hoping someone notices. You have been doing that. We have been doing that our entire lives, right? That chapter is closed. Beep. We're done. We're not doing that anymore. So the most powerful partnerships, personal and professional, are built on honest conversations that happen early before you go too far to have them comfortably. You ever been in a friendship or communication with someone, then you get to the point where you're just like, I don't want to hurt her feelings. What about your feelings? Everyone is first after me. Everyone is first after me. But I've got to be in the equation. Too often, we are not. We don't even include ourselves. We take care of the kids. We take care of the babies. We take care of our spouses. We take care of our partners. We take care of our parents. We take care of everybody, but we don't take care of ourselves. Time out for that. Okay? So, ask yourself, what do we each bring to the table? What do we each need? And don't worry about what that other person needs. I'm saying, what do we each need? But that's on that adult to work and be verbal about what they need, because you are clear about what you need. What are your boundaries? What does success look like for both of you? How do you handle it when things get hard? These are not awkward questions. These are the questions to determine whether a partnership will last. And I'm in the process of finding my partners at this level, this growth level, where we're going to learn this AI. We're going to learn about chat, whatever. We're going to learn about Claude and GPT and that kind of thing. And we're going to be clear, because I know what I'm looking for. I'm very clear. And I'm looking for partners who are willing and able to partner with me. So clarity is an act of love for yourself as well as for that partner. So have a conversation, set the terms, and then build something real, because that's what we're doing. Okay? Is there a partnership in your life right now where you have been afraid to say what you actually need? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So that's it. My 5 steps to building partnerships for your life in this season that you actually deserve. Do a friendship audit. Know your value and say it out loud. Seek women who are in motion. Be intentional about creating connection. And last but not least, have honest conversations that make partnerships last. All right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm building BWO50, Black Women Over 50. And next Tuesday, I'm going to keep building on this. And then I'm going to have a call to action and all those things when I get there. I'm glad you showed up. And I'm glad you're listening and watching. And hopefully this will help you build partnerships in your senior life as well. Till next time, take care.